What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to, of course, be talking about with you guys. Very recently, we actually got a big report that suggests that the Golden State Warriors are currently working out free agent Avery Bradley, and the Warriors have sincere interest in Isaiah Thomas, and this is all being reported by Mark Spears. Of course, I have made many videos, kind of talking about some of these Warriors moves and all this type of stuff. I did mention Isaiah Thomas in a previous vid, so if you guys would like to go and check that out, I highly recommend it. Again, I'll probably be still looking to make a kind of one based on him, but hey, how that all goes, I'm not exactly too sure. But again, with the whole Avery Bradley situation, I've been very public, on this channel to talk about how I actually really do like Avery Bradley. He's one of the players that I thought, man, how did the kind of beef with the Lakers really start? Because we all know that he was starting on that Lakers team, and then apparently he didn't want to go to the bubble because of a COVID reason, but then we heard rumors later that it might not have actually been because of that. It actually might have been because he just didn't like the Lakers at all, and something must have gone on there. Again, he ended up becoming a championship player. He was their starting shooting guard all season, so it did absolutely suck to see him not start anymore. But KCP kind of got that, he kind of took that role and did really well with it. Actually, could have been I think it was like the starting point guard, because LeBron was kind of the starting small forward and Danny Green was the starting shooting guard. But LeBron, of course, had the ball in his hands. But when we look at Avery Bradley, he ended up going to the Miami Heat, straight away. And then for some reason just didn't play that good there, and then he got traded to the Rockets and just didn't care anymore. In my opinion, Avery Bradley could still have a lot to supply to an NBA team. And again, I actually believe that there were rumors he might have had interest in going back to the Lakers, but I knew if the rumors based on him not liking them, if they were true, it probably wasn't going to happen. Again, the Warriors currently have a 15th man spot available, and they are looking for a backup point guard. They obviously let Mannion go, which again, he went to an Italian team or something, and I believe he caught a virus or something in Japan, and man, he looked very skinny. I felt real bad for him. It was absolutely real hard to kind of look at, seeing how sick he looked. Man, it kind of made me a little bit upset. But when we look at Chris Chiozza as well, they signed him as a two-way point guard who will play some minutes here and there. I'm guessing he just recently played for the Brooklyn Nets, I believe. And again, they didn't bring back Gary Payton. I don't believe they brought back Michael Mulder. I could be wrong on that, but pretty sure they didn't. Right now, though, if they can bring in Avery Bradley, that would make a lot of sense. He'd probably be their 11th man, but he'd be their new 15th man on the roster. Again, Bradley will probably get some backup point guard minutes here and there. But Avery Bradley, the role he kind of plays is, to me, he is like a defensive point guard that can be a good shooter in the NBA. I wouldn't say he's a good playmaker, which is not really what the Warriors need him to be. They don't need him to be a good playmaker because they've already got Steph Curry and Draymond Green, and of course, we've heard that Jordan Poole is expected to get more of that role as becoming more of a playmaker this season, which I think would be pretty cool to see. But again, he only played 10 games for the Heat, where in the 21 minutes he did average similar stats to his Lakers days, but again, 42% from 3 on 8.5 points per game. But he just didn't seem as effective. When he got to Houston, he didn't try at all. He played 23 minutes, only averaged 31%. 27% from 3 rather, 5.2 points per game. So yeah, he did not want to be on the Houston Rockets. That is pretty evident. But this guy, if he can put up those Miami Heat numbers and Lakers numbers again, which obviously he can, on the Warriors, I think that'd be pretty cool. Again, he probably won't be playing 20 minutes per game. For the season average, he might, because Steph might have an injury here and there, which again, I hope he doesn't. Who knows if Clay comes back full healthy? I hope he does come back fully healthy. But again, Bradley could just be a 10-minute per night type dude, but if one of them gets injured or something happens, Paul gets injured maybe goes up to 18, 20 minutes per game, which could definitely be a pretty interesting thing to maybe see happen. But you basically bring in this dude for free who is not in his prime anymore. His probably prime days is when he, of course, was on Memphis and averaged 16 points per game. Even his Boston days. Boston, I'd say, was his real prime, where he averaged 16 that season for them. That's pretty obvious. He was kind of incredible for them. He's just not that dude anymore. He's not a scorer. He doesn't want the ball in his hands, really. He just wants to be a good defender. And, of course, a good three-point shooter, which we, of course, know that he can do. Like, for the most part, in the last 5 seasons, he's basically averaged 38% from 3, besides the 27% from 3 game that he had, which we don't talk about that. Like, in terms of talking Avery Bradley up, we don't want to talk about that game where he just absolutely stank. You know, he stunk out the field. So, hey, I don't even know. I don't know what's going to happen there. They're also, again, interested in Isaiah Thomas, which could, of course, happen. Could, maybe not. He would be kind of cool, in my opinion. Whether or not they get him, it is all up to them. He's a veteran that can come in and add some good scoring, maybe add some good leadership here and there, which is for sure something that they might want. But again, I think they're looking for a dude that can be a consistent rotational man, while Isaiah Thomas is more of one of those dudes that you kind of just put on the court and hope that he scores and then, you know, gets you somewhat back in the game or something like that, which is not necessarily always the case for it. But hey, it is going to be real interesting to see, you know, how that whole Isaiah Thomas situation goes. They're also interested in Quinn Cook, which I made a separate video on. Again, I highly recommend you guys go and check this out if you haven't already, which I will be linking this, you know, it won't be, if I remember to link in the description down below, it will be in the description down below. Probably not. It will be uploaded a couple videos before this one or so, but again, go and check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, the Quinn Cook situation it's quite interesting because Quinn Cook is a veteran, really, now. He is 28 years old. Wouldn't be the most common veteran that you'd think of. But hey, he's played like 2 seasons on the Warriors, a couple seasons with different teams since then. Played a little bit for the Cavs, played a little bit for the Lakers, and won a championship with the Lakers in that one season where he played quite a bit for them. He would be a nice player to come in because he adds good leadership here and there, I believe. He's a good scorer. He can fit that scoring mold if they want one. But I don't know if they do because they've got Jordan Poole, and bringing in another scorer doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I think, you know, bringing in Avery Bradley makes a lot of sense. You've already got Steph Curry and Jordan Poole, who are 2 great scorers at that point guard position. And then they don't really have like a defensive point guard. So, hey, bringing in him could be alright. Maybe Jordan Poole develops his defense and becomes a really nice defender this season. That will be certainly a questionable thing. Probably the most questionable thing I've said this video. Can Jordan Poole become a good defender? Who even knows? He still is a nice defender. He's just not, you know, what you'd think of a dude that might be a 2-way defensive point guard. So he's not like that dude. He's going to be like a scorer for them. And again, that's exactly what Quinn Cook would be if they brought him in. I just don't think bringing in Quinn Cook makes much sense. I'm going to go more into depth, and this is my other videos, so go check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, Quinn Cook is kind of just like, they've already got a scorer in Jordan Poole. Why would they want another scorer in Quinn Cook? Doesn't make any sense to me. Might as well go and bring in a defender. A dude that can guard and doesn't need the ball in his hands and can still be a good 3-point shooter. You know, that's what they're wanting out of their 15th man, I believe. Again, there might be still some moves that they make. Trading Eric Pascal to me made a lot of sense because I didn't think he really worked for this team. Plus, you got a 2nd round pick for him, which can be used to trade for other like veterans here and there. And you freed up a roster spot, which could maybe go to a player like Avery Bradley, who to me makes more sense than Eric Pascal. You know, I haven't touched on this subject much, so I might as well talk about it in this video. But Eric Pascal and the Warriors didn't make much sense to me. The reason why I didn't think it made that much sense is because they really tried to play him at that small ball center, and he kind of took minutes away from James Wiseman here and there. And if they're going to want to give James Wiseman a big year, that's going to be a big no-no. Plus, they've already got power forward depth in like Otto Porter Jr., Jonathan Kuminga, and Draymond Green. You know, you don't need another power forward. Again, all 3 of them can play vastly other positions. And then your center depth can, you know, it consists of like James Wiseman, Kevon Looney, Draymond Green as well. And maybe if they want to go out and get like a Marcus Gasol type of player, that could be on the cards. You know, they've also been interested in him, which I also made another video on. So yeah, I've been just talking about a lot of Warriors stuff recently. So go ahead, go and check out all those videos if you haven't already, please. Again, they will be probably uploaded a couple videos before this one. So of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA news and NBA content. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlogging channels if you haven't already. Of course, go and check out my podcast as well if you haven't already, which will all be in the link in the description down below, and my new CHP podcast channel, which I've been uploading a bunch of clips and just like audio versions of the podcast that I currently have. So of course, go and check them out. All of them will be in the link in the description down below. If you could, please go and subscribe to that channel. Maybe leave a like on some of the videos. Give some of the videos a watch. Comment on them. Do what you got to do. Of course, I would, really be happy if you guys could, of course, go and do that. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.